Another day, another dollar as I holler to the world. I love the way I'm living, love the Gucci, love the girls, love the parties and the clubs, love the models and hot tubs, love the German engineering set on deep dish dubs. Another tour around the world, entertaining the fans. I love walking through the airport, taking pictures, shaking hands. Every day for me's an oyster, crack it open, find a pearl. I love the way I live is what I holler to the world.
Welcome back to Marking Out with MVP and Dwayne Swayze.
I'm MVP. He's Dwayne Swayze.
And happy Monday.
Second cousins to Patrick.
Come on, man.
Yo, on real shit, like, this is crazy, right? Because, like, this, we've only been doing the show for a couple months now. Yeah. And as it all worked out, it's here in Arlington. We live in the greater Houston area. And Dwayne was like, yo, I'm coming to All In. And we need to maximize that weekend and get some guests for our show. Because the dynamic is, if your friend was a pro wrestler and you could ask whatever you want, what would you ask? So me and Dwayne Swayze hanging out in the studio when we're making music or just generally chilling. Every now and again he'd be like, yo, P, can I ask you about that time? And yeah, sure. You know, one day I was like, yo, this is a show. This is a show.
Mad stories.
So I got over 2 decades worth of shit. You know, like I've worked everywhere. You know the game. You've been everywhere. You know. So we decided, all right, let's do this thing. And he said, Dwayne Swayze, that is. We don't use pronouns here, pal. Don't take that the wrong way.
Yeah, somebody.
We're taking this out.
Yeah. Don't put it in the comments.
No, but we decided that we're going to do the show, and it's just about us. But he said, yo, we're in All In.
Yeah.
So, like, we can get your friends to come by and, and he gave me a list, his wish list. And Ricochet was on his wish list. So, because normally he marks out for our relationship, now he gets to mark out over my relationships. He's got questions that he wants to ask you, that's kind of how this shit goes.
I love that.
Right on, man.
I love that.
So, let's get started.
Let's get right.
You good?
Let's get into it.
All right. So when you join,
hold on, time out. I forgot to mention that part of what we do here is we sip and nip.
Yeah.
Sometimes we blaze a little before he doesn't blaze, but I do, unabashedly. And I know you're a friend of the road. So here's to those of us that are fearless enough to do what we love to do. Yeah. And we don't make excuses, and we bet on ourselves.
I love that. Kampai.
All right. So Ricochet.
Look at that.
It's good. To be honest with you, I don't fucks with alcohol like that.
Well, I know, but I mean that's
okay. Yeah, I don't really,
because I mean that shit is like
that's good.
It's 90 proof, but it's pretty smooth though.
90 proof.
90 proof. Yeah, that's big boy shit. That's grown man bourbon.
Yeah. Thank you,
Heritage.
Dave.
Yes.
Thank you, Dave.
Thanks, Dave. It's Dave Bautista's brand. Yeah.
Oh, really?
Yeah, exactly. That's why we.
My guy.
For real, that's my brother, man. All right. So here we go. Are you ready for a question?
Yeah, let's go.
Let's do it.
Let's dive in.
So when you joined AEW in August of 2024, you mentioned retirement felt possible during your short break. So was there a specific moment or event that reignited your passion for wrestling?
I think the passion was always there. I think just being at home with your family and your puppies in your new house, you're like, this is nice. I could do that. I could not do nothing.
I don't want to go anywhere.
Yeah, I don't want to. Oh, this is nice. So I think that's where it kind of. I think it showed me that when time is right, retirement is going to be no problem for me. I think that's what. But as for right now, I think. Honestly, just AEW in general, I guess you would say, reignited that passion that was kind of lost. I guess since All In of last year, I would say, just the whole company in general and the people there, and just everything about my journey so far has kind of just reignited that fire that was, you know, kind of burning out.
Dude, I mean, like right now, I think you're hotter than you've ever been.
Yeah, probably. Yeah. No, dude,
Like my son
being the most
loved,
organic.
I was gonna say my son loved superhero Ricochet.
Yeah. Which is awesome.
I've told you many times, dude. In my opinion, we're marking out here. I've told you one of my all-time favorite things in all of professional wrestling was you at NXT doing that running front flip and stepping the fucking velveteen.
Yeah.
That shit was like the most like, yo.
That shit was fire.
That dude, that was a level of badassery. And with all due respect to Jason Statham, my man did that in one take with no wires. You did?
No disrespect.
No disrespect at all.
Jason Cole, you cold.
Cold. No disrespect at all. I'm just saying.
He's gonna be in the comments now.
Come on, Jason, get in the comments. No, that's actually all. No, I appreciate that. And that's all. Actually, I actually like the fact that, especially at that time, like children really kind of, I guess, you know, flocked towards Ricochet. I think it was, you know, the whole growing up and again, like Spider-Man and all those superheroes that you watch.
You're a real life superhero.
Yeah. So that was always really cool for me, actually. So that's cool. I like to hear that.
You for real do shit that like me people look at that and go, how did he do that? So for my son, like,
kind of got
let me tell you
crazy.
how serious this shit is. Like me and my son Camden, we had to have a little conversation because for the longest time, Rey Mysterio was my son's favorite wrestler. That shit was serious. I know Rey Mysterio, the mask and everything. And then he saw Ricochet. And then all of a sudden, Ricochet became his favorite wrestler. And he said to me one day, I was all excited watching one of your men. He goes, Daddy, Ricochet's my favorite wrestler. And I said, what about Rey? What about Rey? And he goes, well, Rey Mysterio's my second favorite wrestler, but Ricochet's my favorite. I said, I'm going to tell Rey. There's no difference.
Yeah.
I'm going to tell Rey. There's no, Daddy, but no, I love Rey too, but no, I said, I'm messing with you.
Yeah. That's
think about that for a minute. In my 5-6-year-old
that alone is crazy.
You supplanted Rey Mysterio.
Yeah, that
in his universe.
Yeah. No, that alone is like
the greatest luchador of all time.
Yeah. I agree. No, but again, just that alone, again, just one person kind of thinking that, I think is awesome for me to be able to have somebody feel the same way as I felt about Rey Mysterio or The Rock or whomever I liked growing up, you know what I'm saying? So that's awesome to even be in that conversation, you know what I'm saying? I love that.
Who are some of the wrestlers that you grew up liking as a kid?
I mean, obviously, The Rock's my number one. Rey Mysterio, probably like my number two, to be honest with you. No, obviously, like Stone Cold was a big guy in my family. You have like the cruiserweights. You have like Juventud, Psychosis, you know, Jericho, Dean Malenko, all those guys. I really just kind of fell in love with, and then I would love when they would bring in. Like, you know, that's when I first saw like Little Dragon, on now it's known as Dragon Kid, and Shima and those guys. They would bring in like the foreign talents and stuff, and you would randomly have like Jushin Thunder Liger versus Rey Mysterio for some reason. So like those guys were kind of what opened me up to, you know, that. But man, growing up, Shawn Michaels was always there. Those guys like that for sure. And honestly, growing up, I was again.
Dude,
always
there's a face
Shawn Michaels
being made.
But then as I like got older, it's so funny, like, because I'm like, man, maybe now that I'm thinking about it, it's like because I like Brett and Yoko, I like Brett and Owen, I like Brett and Austin, I like Brett. I was like,
Brett.
I said, but as I got older, I said maybe I really liked Brett the whole time, really, because like all his matches, you know what I'm saying? It was just so funny as I got older.
Dude, Brett's my guy, man.
No, yeah, that's what I said.
Love Bret Hart.
When you think about it, I'm like, I like this one, I like that one, I like that one, I like that one. I'm like, okay, maybe I'm looking at Bret guy.
Have you ever seen a bad Bret Hart match?
I mean, no, not really.
I don't think he's capable.
No.
Especially in his prime.
Yeah, absolutely.
You can give him a corpse.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
No, he was amazing.
It was cool, just funny to see that evolution as I got older.
So, you know what? Like, I had the pleasure of spending a little time working at Lucha Underground.
Yeah.
That's where I met Swerve. And I think we had met before that, but I think that's where we like started working together.
Yeah, I think so.
And you were Prince Puma. So what I would like to do from Boyle Heights, what I would like to do is I'd like to talk about, because, well, hold on. Let's do this first. And then we'll take a break and we'll come back. Let's all raise our glasses to the greatest luchador of all time, Rey Mysterio.
I love it. I love it. Cheers to that.
All right, so if you're still watching at this point, if you're still with us, I would like for you to do me a solid favor. And I mean this sincerely. Please, if you like the content, if you like what you're seeing, if you're enjoying it, please like, number one. Number two, comment. And number three, subscribe. But, my goal, if you really want to go wild and crazy, number four, share it with somebody that you know that you think would enjoy it as well. Because, we don't normally do guests.
Yeah.
But you're an elite company, as you should be, because we've
all elite.
My good friend Samoa Joe, who I've known for over 20 years. We had Mercedes Money,
CEO.
We had Tony Storm, and you.
Wow, I feel
this is his wish list.
That's a great list. I feel honored.
Thank you for allowing us to mark out with you.
No, yeah, absolutely. That's
with
great.
You, for you, around you.
Yep.
So I'm going to step on your toes a little bit right here, because I think this is something super cool, and I think you guys will really enjoy this. For a little while, I was employed by Lucha Underground, and at the time, so was Ricochet, and but he wasn't known by Ricochet. At that time, he was Prince Puma.
Prince Puma.
From Boyle Heights. He worked under a hood.
Octavio was his name. Octavio.
I never knew
that was his real name, Octavio.
No, really?
Yeah.
I never knew that.
Yeah.
I never knew that Prince Puma's real name was Octavio.
Yeah.
That's pretty dope. That's very dope, actually.
At least that's what they told me. So.
Hey, the decision makers.
Yeah, they're the ones that make it up.
But during that time, my good friend, one of my favorite human beings on the whole planet, one of the most wonderful people to walk this earth, Rey Mysterio Jr. He was, that's when he had left WWE and he was doing his international indie run, and he signed a deal with Lucha Underground.
Yeah.
And he told me, he's like, hey, as he calls me VP.
Yeah.
He said, yeah, man, I'm supposed to do a match with Prince Puma, Ricochet. And I was like, oh, shit. And at the time, Ray was having trouble with his knees.
Yeah.
And, he had expressed to me
a
little bit of uncertainty. And I was like, not you. Like, dude, you're fucking Rey Mysterio,
Yeah.
Like, I said, I said, dude, this kid's amazing. He goes, yeah, no, I know. I'm like, nah, you know. And I had the pleasure of standing upstairs at the top of the
stairs. Yeah, there's always a place to watch. Yeah.
And I watched that match from start to finish. And the fan in me came out, because that shit was fucking awesome.
It was so much fun.
It was amazing. And then afterwards, like, it was just, like I said, just a breathtaking match. And then afterwards, because, I was in the dressing room with Ray, and he came back, and I got to watch them embrace each other and share that feeling that professional wrestlers get when you went out there, you just killed it. You killed it.
Yeah.
The fans let you know you killed it. Not some douchebag on the internet with his star rating. Like
5 stars.
The fans that you know. And the emotion that you and Ray shared. I remember Ray, like, for you, I'm not going to speak for you, I'll let you talk.
Oh, yeah.
I understand, like, it was a moment in time to go up against, like, the greatest luchador of all time. And for Ray, like, you were that hot dude. You were that motherfucker that everybody was like, yo, this man is... So for Ray, it was a matter of, do I still have it? Can I still produce at that level?
Yeah.
And Ray even said, like, that match did a lot to put him back in, like, fuck yeah, I'm still here,
Yeah.
And I remember it was you and Ray, and Ray's wife, and I told everybody else to step out so you guys can.
Yeah. I remember.
Let's give them some time.
Yeah.
They stepped out for a little bit so they could, because it was so emotional. You could feel it.
Oh, after the match.
After the match,
after the match.
Afterwards. I mean, to be clear. And it was just, you could feel the emotion for both men, for what they just did, and where they were individually at their lives, like the synergy of it was magic.
No, you described it completely. Yeah, that one was a big one for me because he had expressed to me too, because going over stuff, he was like, yeah, I don't know if I'm gonna be able to, because he was real, and again, he was not nervous, but he was thinking about his knees, and he was thinking about his condition and stuff, and he really, again, he was expressive as like, I don't know if I can. I was like, brother, I got you, don't worry about it, because I got you, don't worry about it, because that just for me was one of, even today we just did the Starcast, and people were asking me like, what are your favorite matches you've ever had? And I said, honestly, that's one of the first ones that kind of pop up for me, just because everything that went into it and everything that I grew up watching them, and, all the memories I have of Rey Mysterio, and that was like my first singles match with him. So that kind of.
Watching that match, you would think they've worked together hundreds of times. The execution. The timing.
Thank you.
It was like you guys knew each other, and it was just mind blowing as I'm watching this, and I'm like, I quit.
No. And I remember honestly the first time actually meeting Ray. I walked in. It was upstairs. There was like a green room everyone kind of hung out in. I don't know if you remember the green room everyone hung out in.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. And I walk in. It's like Conan, Ray, and some other people. And I walk in because they said Ray's up there, so I want to go say hi.
Of course.
And the first thing Conan says was like, "Oh, hey, yeah, Ray, this is the guy that says he's better than you." So like the first thing Conan says, and I've never met Ray before, but it's the first thing Conan says is like, "Oh yeah, this is the guy that says he's so much better than you." I'm like, "Bro, you better stop right now." He was like, "Oh, so you're better than me, huh?" No, it was just a funny moment walking in, cause never even meeting Ray, and that's the first thing like Conan.
No, Ray will rip the fuck out of you.
Yeah, he went along with it. Yeah, he went along with it. I'm like, "No, I did not say that. I didn't say that."
He won't hurt anybody, but he will rip.
No, he will go along with it. But again, they asked me today, and that's probably one of the ones that really, it probably is, honestly, my favorite match. I would have to really think about it, but that one probably is, honestly.
Was that your only time working with them?
No, I've actually worked him a couple of times then, but I do remember, P.S. everybody leave, I remember I'm sitting there and I'm trying to talk to him, but I can't really say, I'm trying to say thank you, but I can't really say thank you because, again, emotions and stuff, and I'm like, trying not to cry. Because I just had him mad. I'm trying not to cry. I'm trying to tell him thank you. And then the match was awesome. Really. But I finally calmed down. I finally tell him, thank you. And, it means a lot and everything. And then I remember us, again, we were in the hallway and it was all of us around. And this was after the after. And I finally calmed down and cooled out a little bit. And Ray was like, man, he goes, I know if Eddie was here. He goes, he would have loved to been in there and wrestled you. He's like, I know that. And then instantly, I started getting all over again. I was like, literally, as soon as I calmed down, he said that, yeah. And again, that's just the biggest compliment. That's literally, so it doesn't matter what some Mark 327 on X says about me, because literally, all their favorite wrestlers,
I've said that on Twitter before. Somebody, you suck, whatever. I said, I have no idea who you are. You're some faceless individual on social media. You say I suck. I don't know who you are, but you know who I am. And you think I suck. You know who doesn't think I suck? Ric Flair.
Yeah.
The Undertaker. The people that don't think I suck, their opinions matter way more than yours.
Oh my gosh, so much more. Exactly. And so, but again, in that moment right there, it not validated, but it was just a cool moment of, again, someone when I first started wrestling, being from Paducah, Kentucky, weighing 85 pounds. And, what I'm saying? I started in Brookport, Illinois, in Greg Falter's backyard. Again, you don't even know who Greg Falter is. Exactly. I started backyard wrestling as someone who never thought they would even touch the WWE or touch.
When he had the big boy process
No.
You know, Outcast.
The perm.
Yeah, the perm. Yeah.
The hey y'all.
No.
Yeah.
No.
That's
The hey y'all.
For real.
Yeah. No, seriously, since then, no. So again, never thinking that I would even touch, I don't want to say stardom, but like, why would I think that I could be there? You know what I'm saying? So as someone who didn't have those goals all the way leading up to now, I'm wrestling Rey Mysterio in the main event of this show, like, it was crazy. It was crazy.
What a crazy life we live, right?
Seriously.
If you guys can do me a favor, because I haven't seen the Heya photo, drop that in the comments.
There's gonna be 20 different photos probably. There's so many, yeah.
I remember the first time I saw it.
There'll probably be a photo of Sasha Banks in there because they always talk about that as well. They're like, you look like Sasha Banks. or say,
that's cold.
Yeah.
A side by side.
Mercedes Monet. Like literally, I get that. Yeah.
That's cold, man. Hi, Monet.
That's so funny though.
Yo, so, I mean, at that point, like, you had, like, I know you were like super hot on the indies.
Yeah.
Yeah, everybody was talking about you. Lucha Underground, you were like.
I was basically doing just like Lucha, New Japan, like PWG when I could.
Yeah.
That's basically all I was doing at that time.
At that point, was that the most money you were making?
Yes, for sure. Oh yeah, it was awesome, especially the first season of Lucha. Not only was I making decent money, but like they would fly us out there like Tuesday night. We would film like the vignettes and all the backs like on Wednesday. Yeah. At least this was my schedule. Yeah. So on Tuesday night, I'd film on Wednesday, all day Wednesday, and then like I'd have Thursday off, and then like we would film the shows Friday and Saturday. Mm-hmm. And then they would pay you per diem every day too. They pay you $75 a day.
I remember that. Yeah.
So like, there's no way I'm spending $75 a day. And so it's cool just to collect.
Like, I mean, you were in LA. You could easily have spent.
You could.
I wouldn't have taken much.
But at that time, I'm saving. So Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. That's 5 days. Like, so I'm just collecting that money, saving that, plus what they were giving me, plus like New Japan. So honestly, PWG was the least amount of money that I was making.
I'm sure.
Literally, like it was the least amount of money.
But as far as the indies went, they were paying you like top.
No. PWG was probably my least paid indie. Me, the Bucks, everyone, nobody got paid.
I know a manager.
He was making a great deal. He was making a good deal on everybody. But we were literally, that was just like a passion project for everybody. PWG was literally a passion project.
It's
because it was everybody's lowest paid indie.
But I know they had such a buzz, and it was like, that everybody there just
we just loved it.
Up for it, yeah.
But honestly, we would, if it came down to it, I don't know why, but like say we have not a double booking, but we have 2 shows we could work. It's like you could work this show for this much money, or work PWG. We're like, we'll work PWG because we just love to do it. Yeah. I don't know why, but we all chose to do that.
I asked for my release from WWE. I had a year left on my deal. They offered me a 5-year deal. I asked for my release and took a massive pay cut.
Of course.
To go to New Japan.
Yeah.
Because I wanted to wrestle. I wanted to love wrestling again. Yes. I wanted to fall back in love with it and feel energetic, But I'm sorry, this is supposed to be Dwayne shit, but
no.
But sharing the Japan love and how you came up and cut your teeth over there with Dragon Gate. And ended up going from Dragon Gate to New Japan.
Yeah.
And being a player at New Japan. I want to know what that was for you, because I was lucky. Like, I was a tape trader, and I was
I'm
a little bit older, so YouTube had just come out when I was coming up. We're watching VHS tapes.
Oh yeah.
Go Google it. It's this thing that
you need a VCR to use that. Google that.
But I had like fallen in love with Japanese wrestling.
Yeah.
And I remember like my dream was to wrestle in Japan.
Yeah.
And I was talking with Mercedes about this. Like, WWE and WrestleMania was a goal.
Of course.
New Japan and Wrestle Kingdom was my dream.
Of course.
And I just got to a point in WWE where there a bunch of stuff was going on, and I had lost my passion. So I asked for my release, and I took a massive pay cut. But when I got to Japan, like, I was talking about this the very first time I was walking around the ring in the afternoon. It was in Sendai, where the tsunami happened. That's where I made my debut.
Oh.
February 6th in Sendai, and then a few months later, that massive earthquake there. But I remember walking around the ring in the afternoon, and they were doing like a little sound check thing, and they did the thing, the New Japan Pro Wrestling.
Yeah.
I got goosebumps, and I was like, dude, I've been on WrestleMania. I've been on SummerSlam. I've done all this, but in that moment, like I was marking the fuck out. You know, like I'm here, the Lion's Mark. Like this is it. You know.
Absolutely.
What was that like for you?
Honestly, kind of similar because again, I started in Dragon Gate, which honestly, that kind of was a dream or a goal or whatever you want to say, because I didn't know anything about outside of WWE and WCW and a little bit of ECW, a little bit. I didn't know anything about independence or, again, until the WCW would bring the Japanese wrestlers over, and then but I had no access to it. Again, there was no internet at the time. I could not just search. I couldn't just search out.
What access did you have?
Seriously. So not until like Chuck Taylor, I started hanging out, and then he had tapes, and he would tape trade, and so he would show me stuff. And then I found like this whole different world of like, honestly, just not New Japan, but that's when I found like the Amazing Reds and the AJ Styles and the Jack Evans and the Matt Seidels, on top of the Ligers and the Sasuke's and the Tiger Mask and the Hayabusas. So then finding out again, the Dragon Gate and Toriamon before that, he was showing me that stuff. And then Dragon Gate kind of got popping in 2006 from Ring of Honor. They had like a big 6-man tag. And it just kind of blew the doors off of like just everybody at that time.
Yeah, no, I remember that. It was like that was like viral for what that was.
Yeah, it was like
super hot.
And honestly, I think Dragon Gate changed, that match changed like indie wrestling. Like all the stuff you see now is because of Dragon Gate. The stuff you see, the Will Ospreays, the swerves, all that stuff is because of Dragon Gate.
That shit back to Amazing Red Low Key.
And they were watching Toriamon Dragon Gate.
All right, then I won't argue with you.
They were watching the Amazing Red Low Key. We all know. If you don't know what we're talking about,
if you don't know who we're talking about,
then this isn't for you.
No. Instead of taking it away from them.
No, screw them.
You know what? You don't know about it.
I don't know about that.
Why are you even watching this?
Well, if y'all don't know, you definitely should go check it out. Absolutely.
Amazing Red versus Low Key. You really need to watch
that. Really did. That did also. That
also.
That's
the kind of shit that brought.
No, you're right. You're absolutely right. You're absolutely right. That it changed. That we all know it. We all know it. That did absolutely change it. But I think, again, and then so when I went over, but to get back to what you're saying, when I started doing Dragon Gate, I was there for like 4 years, and then Pac actually did the 2013 Super Junior. The bastard. He did 2013 Super Junior, and then he actually signed like the next year. He signed, and so 2014, they had asked me to. No, I guess he did 2012, and then I did 2013. They had asked me to come do it after him, and that alone I thought was. I think a little more. Give me a little bit, and that alone I thought was awesome because again. Not that I didn't have any goals, but especially at that time, I was kind of focused on Dragon Gate. So the fact that New Japan, honestly, I think Pac came in and Pac did such a good job, like representing Dragon Gate in the Super Junior, that they're like, oh, we need somebody else, to represent. I really think that's what happened. He went in and just killed it. He went in and just did such a good job. And then he got signed and they're like, oh, do you guys have anybody else? And they were like, oh, we got Ricochet. And they were like, oh, great. Plus I did the double moonsault at the time. Yeah. And they were really like promoting the double moonsault. Which is funny though, because I kind of had food poisoning like maybe 2 days before the first show. Or I had something because I was up all night throwing up, shitting. I was doing all night. I was like, this is nervous. I was nervous because I had to wrestle in Corkin Hall, our Super Junior, the first round. And they were obviously pumping the double moonsault, so they were like, "We need you to do it." And I'm like, "Oh, I'm kind of sick, but okay, sure, why not?" But I think since after that, and then I came back into the 2014 one where I won, and actually that's the same year where I won the Battle of Los Angeles at PWG.
That was you were hot.
2014, I had plus Prince Lucha Underground started like later in 2014, so like
14,
that was like that was a good year for me. So being able to just honestly be part of the Super Junior, and at the time I was like the youngest winner. I was the youngest winner at the time until Will Ospreay. And then I was only like the second like American next to Eddie Guerrero to like win it. But there was a couple things that people were telling me that was actually just kind of flabbergasting to me, to be honest with you.
In history books.
Yeah. So
with all-time greats.
Which is still kind of crazy. To me, but again, like you say, you do the work, you get there.
We are in a very unique club.
No, yeah.
Many, and there's lots of clubs, but just specifically, I remember when he won the United States Championship, and I sent him a welcome to the club.
Yeah, absolutely. Against Joe, actually, it was against Joe.
I remember that.
Ground. One of my favorite. I had one of my favorite matches. I love that. Yeah.
Yeah, we United States champions. Welcome to the club.
No, that was. I'm glad that I was part of that club.
But I mean, as far as clubs go, like you're in some pretty elite clubs.
Which again. As someone breaking into the business, not having, honestly, I didn't have any goals. Breaking into the business, I was a 14-year-old kid, no goals at all. Just, it was something fun to do. I loved wrestling. I loved watching it at least. So, and I played football. I played like pee-wee football from like 3rd grade all the way up. And we suck so bad. So I'm like, why do I continue? I'm not going to keep playing on this team. It sucks. Like, so I'm just going to do this for fun, and then it gets a little bigger. They suck. I'm amazing. I'm fucking awesome, and I'm tired of being drugged down by these people that suck. Honestly, a little bit. A little bit.
Let me go fly.
A little bit.
Let me show you all how bad I am. And all those motherfuckers that were on that team, they have like cubicle jobs. They work 40 hours a week. You know, they punch a time.
Some of them,
are a literal fucking superhero. Now you're a supervillain. Now you're a supervillain.
Or anti-hero, whichever way you want to see. There's ways to go.
Yeah.
There's ways to go, depending on how you see it. Some people think villain.
So we are getting close to wrapping up.
Yeah. No, but before we do that, I'm just going to ask one more thing.
Yep, we'll go. Go ahead.
I'm going to ask you one more thing. So a lot of people don't know this. Some people do. But initially, when me, Bobby, and Shelton were plotting to come over to AEW to bring the Hurt Syndicate over, our plan early on, the whole idea was to bring Ricochet into the Hurt Syndicate.
Okay, because it kind of, you were talking to him in the backstage.
Yeah.
Okay, right on. Okay.
So going back, and I've talked about it publicly and privately, when we had the Hurt Business, and we were doing the stuff with you, and Cedric and
Uha?
Thank you.
Apollo.
Thank you. Yeah, Apollo. We initially said we wanted Cedric and Ricochet.
Yeah.
Oh.
And they said you can only have one.
Yeah.
And we felt like Cedric would benefit more from our help than Ricochet. Ricochet has a much better chance to stand alone and do his thing. So, all right, give us Cedric. We wanted both.
Yeah.
You can have one.
I remember everybody was talking writers. Everybody was like discussing it at one point. Yeah.
And then, so we were like, okay, cool. Now, because Cedric was still under contract, we were coming over. And at the time, you were still negotiating there was a lot of pieces, and we were like, okay, we're gonna reunite, and Ricochet is gonna have that spot. But in our business, we have the saying, card subject to change.
Always.
And we did that spot in the ring with Bobby when he snatched you up.
Yeah.
And that was supposed to have been like where we start initiating Ricochet.
A character change to,
And where his character changes and he goes and he becomes, I hurt people. But as things sometimes happen organically, his career path went a completely different way. And selfishly, like I wanted him in her syndicate,
Same,
but I dare say
same.
things worked out better for you as they are.
I mean, yeah. I mean, who knows? But I mean, I think so.
Do people fucking hate you now?
Yeah, which is awesome because it's funny because I was talking because honestly, I don't care. So that I think that helps a lot. The fact that I don't care.
You really stir shit up
Because I don't care what you think about me because I don't care. So I think that helps.
He's just out there. He just be throwing verbal darts.
Well, it's only. I think it's only towards ignorance, though. You know what I'm saying? It's only like. It's again the only people that I do it are people who are like ignorant or who don't get it or who I don't know, like obviously the people who are out there who understand and who get it and who have common sense and who watch it, you know, all in general and just kind of those people never get angry and those people never get upset. You know what I'm saying? It's always the people who don't get it and are ignorant.
One of my all-time favorite quotes when I was in prison in Florida, this OG told me, this old pops. He said, throw a rock at a pack of dogs and one that yelps, that's the one that got hit.
This will be in one of my songs very, very soon.
That's one of my favorite quotes. Throw a rock at a pack of dogs and one that yelps, that's the one that got hit. Yeah.
And, but no, yeah. And honestly, to piggyback off what you're saying, so many people are like, they talk about the trajectory of Ricochet and AEW, and they're like, you got lucky, this and that, blah, blah, blah. But like you said, it's funny because the whole time we kind of had, especially me, I had a plan. Like I've always said, even though I talked to you and I talked to everybody, like Ricochet didn't need to come in and just be winning matches and be dominant and be this imposing figure and be the champion immediately, which people somehow think that because I haven't, that's a failure for some reason.
No, people who have never accomplished anything in their lives.
Of course. Of course.
Yeah.
But like for us, I like everything has gone exactly to plan. I said, other than a couple of details, like again, I thought I was going to join with you guys, but come in, have some good matches, come in, have some, you know, high caliber matches with high caliber, you know, opponents, show that you could still go, and then eventually start this character change into being the bad guy, which was always the plan. But again, like you said, sometimes things just organically go in different direction. And honestly, that was one of the best things that ever happened to me.
Are you having fun?
The most fun, honestly, I've probably ever had in
that's amazing.
my 22-year career.
Dude, that's the name of the game. I say all the time, like when people are like, dude, I don't have a job.
Yeah, I haven't had a job since 2010.
Yeah, I don't have it. Going to work for me is going and hanging out with my friends and making a lot of money doing something I used to do for free.
Yes.
I used to pay to do it. It used to cost me money.
It used to cost me money.
It used to cost me money to do it, right?
Absolutely.
You go on the road and now like you make a magnificent living doing something that you do exceptionally well in a realm that only a 0.000 whatever people in our world.
Yep.
I mean, unless some people out there think it's just gymnastics and that it's it. But the thing is, again, I actually made a post. This was after me and Will Ospreay match in 2016.
I remember that.
I made a post talking about wrestling as art. And again, even people were like, wrestling is an art, wrestling is this and that. No, wrestling is an art form. It doesn't matter what you think. I don't care who you are. Wrestling is an art form. We are all artists, and wrestling can be anything you want it to be. Wrestling can be comedy matches. Wrestling can be hardcore death matches. Wrestling can be strong style, Japanese style matches. Wrestling can be catch-can submission matches. Wrestling can be more American entertainment, big, production style matches. Or, wrestling can be high-flying flips. Wrestling can be literally everything you want. Just because you don't like a specific fucking style of wrestling doesn't mean that it's not wrestling.
I always say that wrestling is a buffet.
A huge buffet.
Just something for everybody.
Yes.
Take a little bit of this, take a little bit of that. You don't like that? Don't put it on your plate.
But yeah, just because you don't like that doesn't mean it's not part of the buffet.
Don't eat that.
But yeah.
I say all the time, like my opinion. There is certain aspects of pro wrestling in the modern, I don't like. But
of course.
But I've told you, I use the analogy of pineapple pizza. Like, I have eaten pineapple.
I don't
pizza.
fuck with pineapple on pizza. I don't fuck with it.
I don't hate pineapple pizza. I've eaten it. But I will never order it. If there's someone orders a bunch of boxes of pizza and you go flip it through to see what's left and oh shit, there's just pineapple pizza left, I'll eat it. I'm not even gonna take the pineapples off.
No.
But
that doesn't mean that you shouldn't order pineapple pizza.
But there are millions of people who love pineapple pizza.
You order that shit.
So you will have people that go, you make pineapple, yeah, that's not wrong, that's an abomination, you can't do that.
Yeah.
Like, you know what?
You can do it.
If people are lining up to buy a pizza, then how are you doing it wrong?
Yeah, I agree.
You're fulfilling a market. There are people that want pineapple pizza.
I agree.
I want pepperoni and mushroom with extra cheese, maybe some sausage. You know, that's what I like. But there are people who love pineapple, the Hawaiian pizza.
Yes.
You know,
Yes.
I don't hate you for that. Oh, they should shut down every Hawaiian pizza.
Yeah.
You know, like
seriously.
Eat your pizza, man. Eat your pizza. There are people that like it. They order it. That's why it's on the menu.
And honestly, me and my wife talk about this all the time. Whether it's she reads a lot of books. We watch TV shows. We watch movies.
You got you a smart one. Oh, she be
reading, bro. She got like a whole library in her little office. But we always talk about whether it's a book she doesn't like, or a TV show we didn't like, or a movie we didn't like. We don't then go on to Twitter and tag the actors of the movie and the director of the movie and say, you guys made a shitty product, you should quit acting. You know, we just don't watch the movie anymore.
And the person that is tweeting that is somebody who has like
You know,
that's so
that's a
social media has given a voice to people that don't deserve a voice. You know, or let me rephrase that, because everybody deserves a voice. People not intelligent enough.
I say this all the time. I think everyone should have telephones so they can get a hold of people that they need to in times of need, whatever. But I think internet should be just like guns or anything should be. You should go through a process before you can have internet or before you can. You know what I'm saying? You should go through a process. Like, this person doesn't even need internet. No, you can have a phone, but like a kid, you get one with no internet on it. Here, you know what I'm saying?
Look, I have said many times, like, as a matter of fact, I remember posting this some time ago and it went viral. I said, no one hates professional wrestling more than professional wrestling fans. That shit went viral. Like, hey, listen, man, I don't like certain types of wrestling, but I don't say that company should go out of business because
I've never said that.
That's just ridiculous. That's insane.
Also, we got mad homies all over. We got mad homies in the E, in TNA, in New Japan,
to make money,
in the Indies.
And I want you as a fan to have options, to have alternatives. Yeah, I'm big into this. I'm not into that. Like, I remember coming up, I was big into Japanese wrestling.
Yeah, of course.
Strong style was like, my dream was to wrestle in Japan. But you had a lot of guys in America that, well, how come you didn't sell that forearm? Because we're doing strong style. Strong, what the hell is that? You know, like, no, they sell the goddamn forearm, but but I want to be like Kawada.
But also, again, UFC, when Dustin Poirier gets hit, boom, he's like, oh, I just got hit. Let me continue. Yeah. He doesn't get hit and then go crazy because he just got hit once. And again, it's all situational. It is. Absolutely. But I'm just saying, again, some people have never been in fights before, actual fights. So people who've been in fights know sometimes you get punched in your face and you keep going. You don't have to fall down every time. You know what I'm saying? Right. Boxers all the time get punched in their face, but they keep moving forward. Yeah. So
they're hurt, but they're still fighting.
Again, Max Holloway, he does this right here.
Yeah, come on.
Because let's stand in the middle, back and forth, back and forth. I'm gonna get hit. But so I think there's always times, again, it's situational. If it's me and like Bobby Lashley or Brody King or somebody, we're not gonna have a back and forth like that. It's a different
story to tell.
But in situations,
and that's an issue. And I don't want to get too much into it, but I just,
of course,
but
he's going all day. You know what I'm saying?
But really, like, sometimes with Bobby and Shelton, there are certain talent that feel like, well, we're supposed to go 50-50, and bitch, you weigh 145 pounds. Like, no, you're not supposed to go 50-50. It's not you. And if you really understood the dynamic, you would get more out of this by fighting from underneath, where this Goliath is beating you, but you're getting the people behind you because you're fighting from underneath. And when you finally do get that Goliath rocking, but it's a storytelling. And I'm just an old man shaking my fist at the cloud. So.
But also, again, even with that, if someone like Will Ospreay were to use his arsenal of moves against, they're like, oh, he's just doing flips and stuff. It's not even, it's like, what are we doing, guys? Like, that's his arsenal of moves. That's how he.
But Undertaker gave me one of my best bits of advice. And I've tried to share this, especially with like young people who do a lot of aerial stuff. And it's basic psychology.
Absolutely.
And in our business, psychology is the last thing that we really get a grasp on. But he said, what we do in the ring is tell stories.
Absolutely.
The moves are the illustrations.
Absolutely.
So if you open up a comic book and it's just pow, bang, boom, and you're like, what's going on? But then you see, this guy went here. These guys were doing this. Then he got into a problem. Then crack, bam, okay, you build up to the story. Then there's a physicality, and then there's a finish. I love great matches.
Absolutely.
I can watch, when I was tape trading, watching Japanese matches, I watched plenty of matches. There were no story. I just watched two dudes go in there and just absolutely kill it, and I loved it.
Yeah.
But from a business standpoint, when you want to sell tickets, when you want to put asses in seats, when you want to make money, you have to make an emotional connection.
Of course.
So these two guys are having an amazing match, and you go, wow, that's awesome. But when you have an emotional connection to one of the people in the match.
Absolutely. But I guess my point is, again, let's take Will Ospreay out of it, put me or put Pac or put anyone in this position. If anyone's watched a Will Ospreay match or a Ricochet match, or they know just because our arsenal involves flips sometimes, like, because again, if anyone has watched a match of ours, knows that it's not just, we're in there throwing hands with the best of them. We're in there throwing hands with the best of them. And I think, of course, sometimes cold matches can draw emotion out of people, absolutely. But always the build-up helps the match.
The story.
Absolutely.
How you build
But when the story and the build-up and everything, I feel like are cohesive and they make sense and it actually leads to something, and the match is banging, and then people just talk about, oh, it's just gymnastics, because maybe they've seen one little 3-second gif, or they've seen something. That's the stuff that's like, man, you guys didn't even do the research. And again, if you've watched the whole match, you know that it's not just flips. Right. Again, especially if it's anybody, a Kyle Fletcher or anybody.
The Hurt Syndicate is a big fan of Kyle Fletcher.
They're going to throw hands. We're going to throw hands, or anytime I'm in the ring with Bobby, I'm hitting him as hard as I can. He probably don't feel it, but I promise you, I'm hitting him as hard as I can.
Certainly don't mind it. Yeah.
He probably does like it, but I promise you, I'm hitting him as hard as I can. Whether it's a gut punch or a forearm or a kick, I'm hitting Bobby as hard as I can.
You can do that to Bobby, though. Because Bobby's like Juggernaut.
He likes it.
Good luck trying to hurt him.
He likes that.
Dude, I just want to tell you, I really, really appreciate you coming by to hang out.
No, this has been great. Again, this is something that we could do. We could talk for hours.
Yes, but you guys got to give the people some advice before we wrap up. So can I ask you guys one thing, and
Please.
you both give some advice?
Run it.
All right. So Ricochet, your decision to leave WWE. From what I understand, for creative satisfaction. And MVP, you left WWE because you had accomplished your goal and you wanted to live your dream in New Japan. So what advice would each of you offer to wrestlers that are contemplating making a major career move?
I think, and I'll speak, of course, you speak for yourself, but I'll speak for both of us in this moment.
Yes.
Because it applies. Don't be afraid to bet on yourself.
Yeah.
And my entire career, I've been betting on myself. I ain't lost yet, But don't be delusional.
Yeah.
So
Nah,
don't
read the
overestimate.
room.
Yeah, read the room.
Read the
Test the
room.
water. Don't overestimate your value, and then you let your ego lie to you about what your market value is. But sometimes people will tell you, yeah, whatever. And we have innumerable stories of talent through the years who a promoter, whatever territory, whatever, said, you'll never be anything, you suck. And they went on to become major top tier main event stars, guys who left this company and bet on themselves and went there. And they did that. And in this case, multiple times I've done that to my career. And I watched him do it. We were talking all the time. We were having a conversation and I'd like, dude, you've been different places. You've made money in different places. You are a proven commodity.
Absolutely.
Take a chance. Bet on yourself. I'm not going to tell you to hold the security blanket of this place. It's not bad.
Absolutely.
But if there's opportunity for you to go across the street and make more money and feel better in the process, then why not do that? Don't be afraid to bet on yourself. But don't be delusional about what your value is.
That's good advice. I love that. I would say, and honestly, I didn't re-sign with WB simply just because, honestly, there's no true reason. And that wasn't creative. It wasn't how I felt. Honestly, I told them, I said, I'll continue to do what I'm doing if you guys just pay me a little more. But then even then, the more we talked about it, I felt where AEW is, I've kind of always been on that side of the revolution or whatever. I kind of felt like if, I've said this before, if, for example, AEW was around when Lucha Underground kind of finished, I probably would have been on that side a lot earlier than when I was.
Yeah, I could see that.
I absolutely think I would have. Because again, with Lucha Underground, it was like an alternative to what was, you know what I'm saying? We were part of that. And so I really do, in PWG and New Japan. So I really do feel like I would have been a part of that. But the advice I would give is, yeah, honestly, bet on yourself. But also, like, if you're not, this is a business and industry where you have to kind of love it too. Unless obviously there's people who didn't know anything really about it and who came from other sports and kind of, what happened, for sure. There's obviously generalities and examples. Other cases, but for the most part, the people who are breaking in, who are starting, it's, especially at the beginning, it sucks a lot more.
It's hard, man.
It's hard.
It's hard.
It sucks. Whether it's the travel, whether it's the promoter screwing you on pay or whatever, it sucks a lot more than the only time it's rewarding is when you're physically in the ring doing it.
Yeah.
Especially early on.
That's an astute observation.
I told someone this today at StarCast because they were asking about, I said, just know that it's going to suck a lot more than it's going to give you the gratitude or whatever you're looking for. But if you really love it, like most of us really do, and if you really love it, all of that stuff won't matter, because when you're in the ring, that's kind of what matters most. And for someone, again, who grew up not really, I don't want to say not having a personality, but like not showing their personality as much because they were kind of shy, especially in the wrestling ring. And then someone who, like you said, growing up watching the Japanese wrestling, because I didn't know the stories of the matches. I just watched the matches. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? I didn't know the story leading up to it. I just saw some bomb matches.
Yo!
Yeah, so that kind of and again, I think maybe being...
What was all that?
But then growing up, loving that side of it, the athletic, that side of it, that's kind of what I focused on. But so all of that but I got lucky. I would say I got lucky because it would have sucked a lot worse if I didn't have Chuck Taylor. I will say that. I got super lucky. Chucky T helped me out a lot in my early years.
Chucky gentleman.
As far as even just getting bookings, talking to promoters, learning the business, like all of it. So I got super lucky as far as that goes, because it could have sucked a lot worse. And I know that, but just know what you're getting into. Know what you're getting into, because you're trying to find that high or that adrenaline rush. But for the most time, it's gonna break you down. It's gonna make you feel bad about yourself. And again, you have so many people criticizing you. So just you have to be
all the time about if you want to be and nowadays as a professional
in general.
But pro wrestling specifically, you have to have very thick skin.
You have to,
You have people saying mean and nasty things.
Yeah.
Hateful
shit. So you just gotta be ready.
You're like,
brother.
You didn't like my match? You want me to die? Brother. Damn, man.
And he's not even joking. Like, I wish he was joking, but there has been
somebody
literally.
said they wish my mother died so she wouldn't have given birth to me.
Wow. Brother. You just got to be ready for all the.
Yeah, you got to have some.
It's going to give you some of the best moments of your life, but you got to be ready for the shitty parts, because it's going to suck a lot. But if you love it, you're just going to keep going, because, man, you just love it. You love it. There's nothing like being out there. You can't help it.
You can't replace it.
You can't replace it.
Yeah.
And I'm sure that goes for anybody who's a creative or who's an athlete doing what they love, their passion. Anybody who has a passion, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. If they're doing that, nothing else really matters.
Nothing else matters.
Metallica.
Oh, here he goes.
So here we are at the point where
yeah.
Dude, thanks for coming and hanging out, man.
No, again, this is
thank you.
This is great.
Thank you, man.
This is great.
You got your wish list, man.
Oh yeah.
How do you feel?
I feel grateful, P.
Grateful?
I love that.
Thank you.
I love that.
And thank you.
That's how I felt when Smoke Jizzard gave me this.
You see, I've been staring at
shirt.
Yeah.
Is there another one back there?
No. There's only one.
I'm gonna walk off this set.
And I, honestly, I don't even think they had any that would fit you. Fucking size 6X.
I wear that size.
No, you don't wear this size.
Let me get that one.
I promise you don't wear this size. This is almost a midriff on me. Almost.
Yeah. I'll make it work. We just wear another white tee under it.
I mean, see that OG shit right there. This has been marking out with MVP and Dwayne Swayze, and one of those rare occasions where we have invited a guest, my good friend, one of the tremendous, I have been a Ricochet fan for a long time. You know this, dude.
No, you've honestly, hell yeah, for a while. So I appreciate it.
No, I appreciate it. And I remember, like, on the way out, was it an MLW show? There was somewhere where I remember I told you one day, I said,
I think it was MLW.
You're going to be good when you learn how to work.
I think it was MLW.
He just gave me this look like, man, fuck you.
No, I think it was MLW.
You remember that?
Yeah, I think it was MLW. Was
I right?
No, you were absolutely right. You were absolutely right.
Fucking amazing. But you figured it out, right?
Absolutely. I was telling someone, who was I just telling today? I forgot who I was talking to. Honestly, maybe it was Khan. But I was saying I've had a lot of help along the way. Like I was just talking about Chuck Taylor in the early years, but even I've had a lot of people, I've had a lot of people giving me tidbits here and there, literally for, again, 20 years now. So I've had a lot of help, and I've gotten lucky a lot, and I've had a lot of mentors give me a lot of information. So I definitely would not have been here without the help. And that's another thing, just to be successful. You do have to kind of be lucky, right place, right time, right people around you. You really do. Like that helps. Obviously, working, the ambition, the determination, the motivation, the drive, all of that's got to be there. It's got to be there. But honestly, a little bit of help helps.
A good friend, Bruno Sassi, who was a mentor to me, he one day he hit me up with one of my favorite quotes, and I've never forgotten it, and I found it to be true my whole life. Success is where preparation and opportunity meet.
Yeah. It really is.
When that opportunity comes, if you're not prepared, you can't be successful. So you have to put yourself in positions to be successful. You have to do the work, behind the scenes.
Absolutely.
And success, no one's just gonna call you one day and say, hey, we want to offer you the world.
Yeah, I know, of course.
You gotta go out there and beat on doors like, hey, I'm looking for the world.
Absolutely.
And you've done that, man.
No, I appreciate it. Yeah.
Like, in a moment of, forgive me here, I'm not drunk. I'm a little high, but in a moment of being a little bit corny, a little bit sappy, dude, like, I am so fucking proud of you, man.
No, it means a lot. It means a lot.
So proud of you, dude. Like,
Dude, it really means a lot.
You've done. You've come a long way, man. And you're, like, to me, you've always been that dude, you know.
No, I
Now
appreciate
you're
it.
to your own, so that's dope.
I appreciate it.
You got anything you want to put out there before we wrap this shit up?
No, honestly, just thank you guys for watching. And thank you guys for loving the sport of professional wrestling.
Boom, I like that.
Absolutely, because without that, none of this would even be possible.
I tell people all the time, like, when they thank me, I'm like, hey, I appreciate it, but without you, there's no us.
Absolutely. Absolutely. So thank you guys for watching and continue to mark out.
See you, Space Cowboy.
I just lay back in something new. Whiskey 21 and over, low ball. Make it too neat. Dizzer from Harlem. Yeah, I'm from Houston, off of Fondre. Mike Mazan and real world flow. Plant these seeds in the streets and in weeks. Watch it blossom. Dark night, riding on chrome, swinging through Gotham. It's me and P, repaving these roads.